17th of August every year to celebrate the work and sacrifices of humanitarian workers all over the world. We celebrate both those alive and those who have lost their lives in the cause of helping humanity. Humanitarian crises could arise from natural disasters such as floods, tsunamis, earthquakes. It could arise from wildfires, pandemics that last over a long period of time. Humanitarian crisis leads to lots of protection issues. You have high incidences of rape, of exploitation and abuse of children and women and the elderly, sexual and gender-based violence. It also results in loss of livelihoods, loss of lives, loss of properties. You have lots of people being dislocated as a result of humanitarian crisis. And this now brings humanitarian workers to intervene. In this 2020 World Humanitarian Day, we celebrate the heroes, the humanitarians world over. Not all heroes wear capes like Batman, Superman, Supergirl. Some heroes are ordinary people doing extraordinary things, making sacrifices to restore hope to the downtrodden, to the poorest of the poor. We celebrate the Caritas Nigeria humanitarians who sacrifice their time, security, family, comfort to reach those suffering from humanitarian crisis in hard-to-reach areas. We will share experiences of those who have benefited from Caritas Nigeria humanitarian intervention. We will also share with the real-life heroes, our humanitarian, Caritas Nigerian humanitarians, sharing their experiences, sharing the challenges they encounter on the field.
We can make the difference.
My name is Saman Desmond. I am a Cameroonian refugee in Agriculture settlement. Before I came to this camp, we were in Cameroon when the war started, and I actually had to lose most of my people before I came to Nigeria. So I came last year to 2019. So when I came, based on the challenges I was facing, since I have nobody in the settlement, Caritas did their best for me, what they know they could do. For if it is their children, what they will do for them. They gave me everything I need. Bed, mattress, gas, and everything that a single person will have. So I just want to appreciate Caritas because they did everything that they did as if they were doing it for their own son, even though I ended up misbehaving, but still yet they didn't still give up on me. So I just want to say thank you to Caritas. I just want to thank them, and may the Lord God bless them.
My name is Gloria, speaking Gloria from Bangladesh. I'm a refugee. I was living with somebody, and when I was sick, Caritas took care of me. They paid all my bills, and they took me here, and they gave me shelter. They gave me everything I need, and they're still taking care of me. And they made me to ready for now. I'm very peaceful. God has done so much for me and my baby. Without them, me and my baby are not going to be happy like this. I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate so much.
We can make the difference.
My name is Chima Zabikwa. I work with Caritas Nigeria as a program manager. I coordinate her protection assistance to Cameroonian refugees in Cross River State response, as well as protection assistance to IDPs in Adamawa and Yobe states, both projects funded by UNHCR. I've been a humanitarian worker for 8 years. I believe that we are all called to be humanitarians at heart. It should be a state of mind, a state of being. However, I'm thankful that I am one of the people who actually gets to do this for a living, who gets to live this day to day, being able to make a change, being able to make the world a better place, one person at a time, one day at a time, one step at a time.
We can make the difference.
make change and commitment states. I live in those states. I want to thank Caritas for what they did for me. They have really changed my life. I went through the training and they really impacted me. And I can now sew. I'm now a boss of my own. I can cut perfectly well and I can also sew. I want to thank them for this machine they gave to me and the generator and also for the shop rent they paid for me. I'm very happy. I'm now very busy. In fact, I'm so excited. I'm very, very happy.
My name is Endurance Agedo from Benin, Edo State, from Kobaba local government. I've been in Italy, returned 2017. Since I've been around, things were not easy for us, till I met Caritas Nigeria. So they assisted us. We went through some training for animal husbandry, and after that, this is what they did for us to start up. And as you can see, the beds are going up. So and after the nurturing and all that, we go for sales, and from there, we can start from day old to see how the life is going to be. So thank you very much for assistance. Thank you, Caritas.
We can make the difference.
My name is Emmanuel Nacho. I have worked for Caritas Nigeria in the Humanitarian Department under the Anti-Human Trafficking and Migration Unit for a period of 1 year. I have been motivated by the need to put smile on people's faces and to ensure that we provide for the vulnerable in our society, and also to ensure that victims of trafficking and irregular migrants are able to get back on their feet, which is what my team and I have been doing in the past few months under our project.
My name is Orafi Onome. I work with Caritas Nigeria under the Anti-Human Trafficking and Migration Desk domiciled in Benin City, Edo State. I'm the program focal person for 2 projects under the Anti-Human Trafficking and Migration Unit, the Smart P project funded by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Italy and the STEM project funded by GIZ. Basically, the Smart P project is focused on 4 components, which is about community sensitization. Our target was to get across to 10,000 beneficiaries in the communities, but we have been able to meet 14,833 persons in the span of 18 months. The duration for the project is actually 2 years, 2018 till 2020, and we have been able to also visit schools, sensitization, and our target was to meet 5,000 persons. We have been able to meet 36,106 persons in 232 primary and secondary schools in our bids to catch them young. Vocational skills training under the Economic Reintegration Plan is basically targeted at reaching 400 potential migrants and returnee migrants to become self-sufficient, to become trained in skills of their choices in Edo State. Currently, we have 269 persons we have trained, and we have also assisted with starter pack. And also for the social reintegration, we have a shelter in Benin City where we are actually accommodating male returnee migrants who have returned and need temporary shelters, and they are there currently. And we also use the Kosudo shelters being run by the Conference of Women Religions to accommodate the female returnees in Benin City.
We can make the difference.
The Berlin Conference in 2017 pledged $2.52 billion to help fight Boko Haram insurgency in the Lake Chad Basin. Now, this came from a lot of institutional donors such as Germany, the government of Germany, the government of Norway, and others. Now, recall that as of 2017, we had almost 2.1 million persons already displaced due to this insurgency, and then more than 450,000 persons were facing extreme hunger. This meant, or this implied, that in the next 2 to 3 months as of 2017, if there is no food aid, these persons might die out of hunger. In order to respond to this, the German Foreign Ministry, Caritas Germany, and Caritas Nigeria signed a strategic partnership, which is otherwise named Project. So we are meant to move persons from food poor to either borderline or food acceptable, meaning that these persons will be able to eat, to feed very well. Now, as of 2018, that is the first year of the project, the total number of beneficiaries was increased in the scale-up program from 2,050 to 5,450. And as of 2020, the final year for the project, we've been able to meet 5,650 households. And so we can say that the project is going on very well, and we have made a lot of changes, a lot of success stories abound, which we'll be sharing shortly. My name is Michael Libi, and I am the program manager and the focal person for this project.
My name is Kelu Kadri. I lost my father and no husband. We are displaced persons from Konduga. We have been here for 6 years. You have given me money to support my family. Now me and my children can eat and drink. As you have supported us, may the Almighty God bless you, give you long life and replenish your pockets.
We can make the difference.
My name is Nana from Konduga, residing in Dogonyaro Camp, Maiduguri. I feel so happy for the help that I couldn't sleep. When you don't have and you are helped, it is a thing of joy. I'm so grateful. Sometimes we hardly get anything to eat, so the children go begging before we feed. I'm so happy that I wish to thank Caritas Nigeria in person. I really appreciate because we have bought some foodstuffs.
We can make the difference.
I'm from Konduga. I've been here for 5 years. I came here to receive money from Caritas Nigeria. I will use it to buy foodstuffs for my family. If it remains, I shall use it for another purpose. I really want to appreciate Caritas Nigeria for their support and help.
We can make the difference.
Hi everyone, my name is Thomas Haliru and I work with Caritas Nigeria. I am the focal lead of the UNHCR funded livelihood project in the Northeast. This project is aimed at improving the protection and assistance to persons of concern in Adamawa and Borno through livelihood support. This is a one-year project which have since started in January 2020. Caritas Nigeria has been able to record some achievements amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. So far, we have been able to train and educate farmers on basic concepts of good agricultural practice and livestock management across the 7 local governments. Agricultural input and livestock was also distributed to each persons of concerns that were trained. Also, persons of concerns were trained on financial literacy to improve their business concepts, after which a startup grant was given to each persons of concerns to start their own businesses. As it stands, skills acquisition training is ongoing at 4 different locations of Yola, Mobi, Michika, and Goza local governments. Persons of concerns are being trained on tailoring, beads and bags, soap making, shoe making, and carpentry.
We can make the difference.
Kindly observe and see how we work. All thanks to the training you gave us. We no longer need fertilizer from the market. What we learned has granted our wishes. Caritas, thank you very much. May God bless you. We also thank you for training us, for supervising us. We thank you.
My name is Martha John. I was displaced from Madagali to Mubi. I have 6 children. With the help of Caritas, I have started a business of frying beans cake. In a week, I'm able to make 4,000 naira. With this, I'm able to support my husband by paying the children's school fees, feeding, and I try to save 2,000 naira. I really thank Caritas Nigeria for supporting me. I also wish they help more others like me. May God help Caritas.
My name is Hassan Yakubu from Madagali. I'm 40 years old. I have 6 children. I was displaced from Madagali to Mubi, then to Yola. Caritas supported me with a sum of 10,000 naira, and I started a business of selling oranges. Back then, I barely get food to eat, but now I can feed my family. I thank Caritas Nigeria.
My name is Hawa Suleiman, a displaced person from Goza. I'm 42 years old with 9 children. We went to Yola, then came back and resided in Mubi. As it is now, Caritas Nigeria has empowered us by teaching us how to make shoes. With my knowledge, I'm able to teach others. We also feed from this business, and I try to save at least 1,000 naira a week. We appreciate Caritas Nigeria for their help and support.
My name is Friday Al-Hassan. I work for Caritas Nigeria as Senior Program Manager, supporting the humanitarian projects. Currently, I'm supporting the nutrition program funded by UNICEF in 2 LGAs in Southern Borno. That is Shali, LGA and BL. Supporting 2 general hospitals in these 2 locations. And we have established stabilization clinics with support from UNICEF in those facilities to treat children who are suffering from severe acute malnutrition with complications. So far the project has really done well. We have almost 93% admission rates. So far we have admitted 517 children who are down with some with complications for inpatient care management. Now providing therapeutic treatment for these children who are down. And now we've admitted, like I said, we've admitted 517, and out of those 517, we've been able to recover 417 of them have been recovered, successfully recovered.
We can make the difference.
Since I brought in my sick baby, she has been treated and fed for free. We eat for free, get water and detergent all free. We thank the doctors and Caritas Nigeria. My baby is also strong and getting better. All drugs and treatments are free. Thank you, and may God bless Caritas Nigeria.
I'm John Peter, working for Caritas Nigeria, supporting the Stabilization Center in Shani local government area of the state, which is in northern Nigeria, in the UNICEF Nutrition Project. I've been a humanitarian worker for about 2 years now, and my motivation actually for being a humanitarian worker was born out of my passion to render help or my services to the people who actually are challenged due to the insurgency in the northern part of Nigeria. Though it is not without challenge, like the insecurity that we all know, and then the poor network services sometimes, and sometimes even food. We like good food to eat. But above all, we still give God the glory because we have achieved a lot of success in terms of managing of our patients who have acute, severe acute malnutrition to recover fully from these ailments.
We are grateful to all the doctors for taking care of our babies day and night. We, the mothers, are all being taken care of. We receive soap, food, and water, then lessons on how to maintain good hygiene. For this, we are grateful, and may God uplift this hospital and Caritas Nigeria. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Kasim Musa Khalid, Stabilization Center Manager, Caritas Nigeria. I'm managing a stabilization center, Caritas Stabilization Center in Bayo local government, Benue State Northeast. Scaling of inpatient facility care. Basically, what we do here, we attend to patients with severe acute malnutrition with medical complications, which is one of the components of community management of acute malnutrition. From inception to date, our admission rate it's up to 93%, while our cure rate is up to 84 to 85%. So basically, our challenges initially when we came, the community participation, that's one of the components of SIMA, was very low. Sick behavior of the caregivers was very low. Initially, they are actually used to with outpatient care, where they go to collect RUTM and some medication and go back to their various houses. But here, the whole thing, this is a new thing to them, and them coming to spend time here to stay on admission was a challenge, was a very big challenge. Not until later on in the program, we, after so much community engagement and all that, before we were able now to say yes, we can say yes, now the caregivers are willing to bring their child to come and stay and receive care and go back. And one of the reasons that that is happening was because the initial people that were able to convince to stay and receive care, they took back our testimony back to the world, to the virus community.
Working for Caritas Nigeria in the UNICEF Nutrition Project in Shani local government of Borno State. As you can see, this is our play area, and with some of my caregivers, we are trying to rehabilitate. They are in the rehabilitation phase, trying to stimulate them psychosocially before they are discharged. We are happy because this is a great success for us working in the field.
We can make the difference.
Olubumi, I'm the SVB officer in Cross River State now. I'm working on the Humanitarian Protection project in Cross River State, providing services for the Cameroonian refugees. And I've been on a humanitarian worker for 1 year and 6 months now, even though I've had experience of working in development work outside of here. But being a core humanitarian worker, my motivation is to provide durable solutions for survivors of gender-based violence, because it's very, very peculiar when it comes to the case of emergencies and humanitarian crisis, particularly in the case where we have refugees living together in a settlement, and in the case where we have a lot of violence.
My name is Apo Michael. I work for Caritas Nigeria on the Nutritional Support in Cross River State. I'm motivated by helping people.
My name is Dominic Damjida Musa. I work with Caritas Nigeria. This is my second year since resuming work. In 2014, October to be precise, my town, Mubi North, the local government of Adamawa State, was ransacked by Boko Haram, which made my family and I flee to Cameroon. When in Cameroon, we were shown an act of kindness by the local people and the church in particular. This made my desire for the humanitarian work grow exponentially. Caritas Nigeria, through its Emergency and Humanitarian Response Unit, have provided me the avenue to reciprocate this act of love on a wider scale. Thank you, Caritas Nigeria, for giving me such an avenue.
My name is Angala Joseph Lee. I work with Caritas Nigeria. I worked with Caritas Nigeria for 1.5 years as a humanitarian staff. I have the passion right from the time immemorial to help the needy and the poor. That is why I joined the humanitarian train with high passion and desire to help those in need by putting smile on their faces through sacrifice in making sure results are met.
My name is Samuel Akoropo. I work for Caritas Nigeria in the humanitarian unit. I am the staff managing the FAO project, which is a service contract. And the project is basically agricultural input distribution to crisis-affected population in the Northeast, especially in Adamawa and Borno State. Given the situation in the Northeast, where a lot of people have been displaced and then source of livelihoods have been destroyed, providing agricultural inputs to these persons whom some are lacking lands, but thanks to the providence of some communities where they are hosted, that some lands are being given to them. I think the only thing that could give a sustainable source of feeding is through agriculture, hence the project. And so far for the 2020 rainy season project, we've been able to identify beneficiaries and then we've carried out some input distribution. We're just waiting to complete it with the distribution of the fertilizers that are delayed because of certain logistics challenges.
The passion. I have the passion to help people, the less privileged, especially those suffering. I also love to see that I put smiles on people's faces, more especially the marginalized group, which are women, children, and people living with disabilities.
My name is Adia Michael Alagida. I'm the program manager for the Norwegian Ministry of Foreign Affairs funded project with Caritas Nigeria. It is a 4-year strategic partnership with support from Caritas Norway and implemented by Caritas Nigeria. The project location is in the northeastern part of Nigeria, where the humanitarian response is still a major challenge to the country as a whole as a result of the insurgency.
My name is Patrick Thomas. I define myself as a person who is full of energy and always strive to do meaningful things. I grew up in a community where people help each other, and with this upbringing, I am always happy to help people and to share my knowledge with others. When the insurgency started, I was shocked at the way people were being killed, displaced and made homeless. I have been working with Caritas Nigeria and JDPC for about 3 years now. Working with these organizations have given me the opportunity to alleviate or to contribute in alleviating the pain and suffering of people affected by insurgency.
My name is Sandra Kanengzi. I work with Caritas Nigeria, a member of a Caritas Internationalist group. Working with vulnerable children faced with malnutrition in the northeastern parts of Nigeria, precisely southern Borno, have been a very impactful experience for me. Ensuring that sick and malnourished children gain access to clinical and therapeutic care and recovery by my teams have been a great motivation. My passion have driven from the act of putting smiles on people's faces, especially women. I love my career path as a humanitarian. I don't hope to quit now. I don't hope to quit anytime soon.
I am Ayuba Charles, the Livelihood Field Officer, staff of JDPC, Diocese of Maiduguri. What motivated me to work as humanitarian aid worker, especially in this our region, where conflicts and crises have made most people in trauma and hardship of life are: 1. Because of the passion I have for my people. 2. The desire to help those in need. 3. To put smile on people's face. I would also like to see a world where people, especially children, girls, boys, women and men, have access to basic facilities such as good health, good education, and also where there is no hunger, war, and indeed where everyone will enjoy fullness of life through livelihood support.
We can make the difference.
We've had issues where we have communities protecting perpetrators. People commit this violence against women, children, and young girls. We've seen them be protected by communities. We've seen hindrances to access to justice.
Our major challenge is this disbelief by the various communities about the existence of COVID-19 within their area. So it makes it more difficult, even when you try to get to target a smaller group of persons. You discover that more persons comes out to witness what is going on at the same time. So that is the major challenge that we have, and so far we've been trying our best to overcome it.
A major challenge has been with the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown associated with it. Majority of those we have given cash transfers have ended up using these monies to improve on themselves, basically feeding themselves and not doing what they're actually giving these funds to do. Why for the STEM project, those who were about to start their income generating activity from the skills they were trained on could not really start up because of the lockdown that was associated. However, we have also recorded huge successes based on these interventions in those states and other states of our intervention.
I give much gratitude to God the Almighty to be a part of restoration of human dignity, to playing a part in giving hope to the less privileged.
I would like to see a united and a just world where human beings live as one. I also like to see that the 4 R's are working fully and effectively in the humanitarian intervention, which are reconstruction, reconciliation, rehabilitation, and integration. I also love to see that human beings, every human, have right to fullness of life.
Now, the core challenges you normally face at the cost of doing humanitarian work is mostly the resources are not always available to cater for all the places. The schools are far from the settlement, the schools are dilapidated, the population of the refugees are much in schools. There are a lot of challenges.
So we beckon on everyone who's out there and wanting to reach these vulnerable persons and may not have a better channel to reach them, come to Caritas Nigeria. We are a tool that God is using to reach those vulnerable persons. And we join our faith together with the whole world to tell those affected by insurgency not to lose hope, that we love them, the world loves them, and that we'll continue to pray for them. And we'll also ask God on one day to take away these challenges of banditry and every form of insurgency in Nigeria.
My dream is to see a world that is peaceful, where hunger is reduced, and where humanity prevails.
My greatest challenge as a humanitarian worker has been a challenge that has persisted from day one. And that is the fact that there are things that you can do nothing about. I can't change everything. I don't have answers to every problem. I do not have the solution to every issue. And just knowing that there are things that are beyond your capacity or your capabilities and you can save everyone, it can be a bit saddening sometimes, but we forge ahead, still trying to change the world every day.
It is my dream for our country, Nigeria, to have a society where people live free from fear, free from exploitation, and have fullness of life.
Because I look forward to a world and a near future where all people, children, boys and girls, men and women in conflict, war, hunger and famine zone gain access to basic needs, livelihoods and healthcare. I look forward to a world where vulnerable people in our community enjoy the fullness of life. I would like to thank all donors, funders and governments whom have supported all countries strained by all kinds of disaster.
My motivation is the fact that the work I do puts smiles on people's faces. That for me is a strong motivation, and the fact that we are trying to alleviate poverty where they exist in the work we do. And then challenges again, working in hard to reach locations within the humanitarian context or communities that are affected by disasters and emergencies, especially for violent insurgency that we currently grapple with. So working in those places can be very dangerous. But again, we have found strength in the fact that we provide succor for our beneficiaries, and that gives us the strength and the moral wherewithal to forge ahead in the work we do to provide some kind of alleviation for people that are affected by emergencies and disasters where they exist. I wish to use this opportunity to thank our donor, United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, for being consistent all this while that we have partnered with them to support us to alleviate the abject condition of these children that have come down with severe acute malnutrition with complications. I wish to sincerely appreciate my colleagues all over the world who have the real life heroes, who have laid down their lives, who are frontline. I call them frontline soldiers in supporting communities who are affected by insurgency. I wish to celebrate them. Then on a more very sad note, in Nigeria we have witnessed 5 of our colleagues who were recently killed by the Boko Haram insurgents. I wish to sincerely use this opportunity to appeal to government to intensify effort on military campaigns at stemming the tide of insurgency in our land. And again, not just the kinetics, but again, community level advocacy so as to stem the tide of Boko Haram insurgency. That will go a long way to even fight insurgency than even the kinetics that we emphasize most of the times. I wish to congratulate all my folks in Caritas Nigeria, other humanitarian organizations, UNICEF for being a consistent pillar of support in our efforts to provide succor for the children that we intervene. That is children less than 5 years that we are supporting on the field. Thank you so much, Caritas Nigeria, for equally giving me the opportunity to live up to my dream of becoming a big-time humanitarian working in the front line.
One of the good lessons I have learned is not only to help persons of concern, but also to inform them on what's good for sustainable development. Happy World Humanitarian Day to all real-life heroes all over the world.
We can make a difference.
Today, with the Caritas Confederation, our donors, our partners, and our colleagues around the world, Caritas Nigeria real-life heroes are changing the world by their deeds. They are putting smiles on people's faces and ensuring fullness of life for all.
No so long time ago, there was a small town that harvests food where they received a meal. After being sure that people get what they need,
they gather happy and joyful and humble in their acts, which is the sign of the presence of our living God. I'm done with this world.